Cool. So yeah, we'll jump right in. So, thanks and welcome to this Business Buzz episode. So this is Joseph Ronnebaum. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Ronnebaum, definitely.
Ronnebaum. Perfect. Okay, cool. And you have, I guess, just dive right in. Just start explaining like how you got into what you're doing.
Well,
What inspired you to start and like just kind of explain your journey through it.
absolutely. Well, I guess it starts back when I was young. I grew up a little bit on the overweight side, bullying, body dysmorphia and all that stuff. And both my parents were actually competitive bodybuilders back in the day. I grew up with my mom, didn't really grow up with my dad at all. So he's kind of an outside influence there. But my mom lived in the gym and like she would always tell me, it's like, hey, it's like you got a problem with your gut. It's like I can do as many sit-ups as you want. It won't affect you. You have to put in the work. And it wasn't until I was in high school when like, I was just like, all right, I've had enough of this. Like I need to start, changing and take care of myself and lose a little bit of weight. And like, it just kind of steamrolled from there. I've been competing in martial arts my whole life since I was about 5 years old, learning various different styles, Taekwondo, Hapkido, Xing Chuan. So health and fitness has always been a very big proponent in my life. When I was in my late teens, early 20s, I kind of fell into a heavy drug addiction with party drugs, and the gym is what saved me. I remember I overdosed one time and I almost passed away. And I remember promising myself, I was like, all right, if I can get out of this, if I can, take my next steps, it's like, I'm going to put all that bad stuff down and I'm going to get back to taking care of me. And that's what I did. I got clean. The gym got me clean, and this is my saving grace. Like, this is why I'm here. And my career kind of took off when I became a dad, when I started, doing things with my son and realizing like, it's like, I might be in shape, but like, I'm not in shape to do all the dad duties, coach little league, fishing, teach him to ride a
Yeah.
bike. So, I kind of shifted focus a little bit more into like really making my health and my strength and my physical fitness like a big part of who I am. And during COVID, before COVID hit, actually, I was going to school through NASM, the National Academy of Sports Medicine, to get my personal training degree because I wanted to help other, fathers, people who have their own business, trying to make fitness part of their lifestyle. Because, you see on social media, Instagram, whatever have you, that everyone just makes it look so easy. And if this was easy, everyone would do
Yeah.
it. This takes a fair amount of
Right.
personal dedication and accountability. And we need to have good motivators in our back corner. And for me, my son is my all-time 100% motivator. I have things that I want to do personally for me, but my little cheerleader down there, encouraging me, talking to his friends about, all the stuff that I do, like, being able to do all those things for him when like some of his friends' parents can't, that like is what keeps me motivated. And I keep pushing that on my clients, like when they start losing a little bit of their focus, I'm like, hey, look at that little one over there. They need you. Like they want you to do these things. And for us, like that's really my driving force, is to help people that are in kind of the same situation that I am in, either parents, business owners, young adults trying to get their health and their life in order, or, someone that's maybe coming from a little bit of my personal background, dealing with addiction recovery and trying to get their life in order and get that sense of control back. So that is like, that's my whole mission statement with what I do. And I'm very honest with my clients about my background and my motivators. And like a lot of the times, like that kind of transitions into their motivation a little bit as well, noticing like the things that they have in their life that are pushing them to that level as well.
Yeah. Well, and addiction has a lot of shapes and forms. I mean, you might have been addicted to one thing and your client might be addicted to soda. So addictions take on so many different animals. So being able to relate immediately to your clients is really probably where you're getting so much success, which is awesome. You have some questions that you had.
So kind of just basing off how you said from being at a young age, you're a little bit heavier set, and then you decided at one point, I'm going to kind of take over my health and my life. How do you kind of tailor plans to different body types to make sure that they're at their peak physical health? So you have
Is there like an assessment, probably
yeah,
like an
kind of
onboarding
like an
assessment?
Yes. Like how do you kind of tailor like how you would work with them?
So I always start with a 30-minute free consultation where we sit down, we talk very in depth about background, lifestyle, allergies, injuries, surgeries, all the things that happen to us as we're growing up. After I collect that information, then we come out on the floor and we perform a series of assessment exercises, overhead squat, a push-pull assessment. And based off of what I see there, I can kind of target the underactive, overactive muscles, any postural differences, any joint pains, limited range of motion. And based off of that, that's how I build the program. So let's say I have, a lady in her 60s who's coming with me that's trying to get like general mobility and strength back. And I have her perform an overhead squat and she can't squat to depth. She's got a little bit of a forward lean. Her arms are coming down. Based off of that, she's not doing a barbell squat. We're starting with something a little bit more simple, like a leg press, and then pushing that up into a hack squat, and then eventually going to a goblet or a Smith machine. And then we gradually progress from there. I am very big about scalable programs and meeting my clients where they're at. So I ask a lot of questions, especially in our first couple of sessions. How'd this feel? Do we have any pains in our joints? Are we getting any shortness of breath? How are your knees feeling? How's your back feeling? And with my clients, I ask for them to give me 100% honesty. And even if it's something negative or, it's something that they don't think I want to hear, I want to know where they're at, what they're feeling like. And like, for instance, I have my morning guy that I meet with every day. I meet with him 4 days a week. He has stiff man syndrome. So his lower muscles from his belly button down are starting to calcify where his skeletal muscles are. So he'll come in one day, he can do jumping jacks, jump around, all that stuff. The next day he'll come in, he can barely move and he's in lots and lots of pain. So, there's not one exercise that we have to do. There's millions of exercises out there. And let's say he doesn't have enough movement in his knees to do a full depth squat one day. It's like, all right, we're going to go and we're going to come over to the end of the leg extension a little bit today and work the quads. This way, we're not putting too much pressure on his joints, not making him feel like he's failing at anything. And we're still able to work the muscles that we're trying to target. So where there's a will, there's a way. And there's so many different avenues that we can pursue to try and target certain things or to get you where you want to be. But I'm safety first, form first. So before loading people up on weight, we focus on weight mastery. Let's say we're doing a tricep extension. I have them come down, hold the weight for about a half a second. On the last one, I held them hold it for about 3 seconds. When we're able to do that and there's very little strain at the end of it, that's our cue to move up in the weight so that ego's not taking over. We're not recruiting other muscles, hurting our joints. Everything is just at a streamlined process all the way through.
How do you work on any like meal plans or nutrition, or is that something that, I would assume that they kind of go hand in hand?
Absolutely. I am a level 2 certified nutrition coach through Clean Health and Fitness Institute. I've gotten all my degrees through the National Academy of Sports Medicine and through Clean Health and Fitness Institute. What I mostly focus on is intuitive eating or flexible dieting. I'm not too big on the fad diets. Now, if you're into fad diets and it's working for you and it's something you can sustain forever, that's all gravy right there. But if I have a client that's like, oh, I heard about keto, and then they want to get into keto, and it's like, okay, well, you really like fruits. Like, you're not going to be able to sustain on a keto diet because you have to virtually go no carbs. So I make plans based off of what my clients normally eat. I give everyone a 2-week homework assignment for diet recall, where I have them either write down their foods in a journal or track everything through MyFitnessPal. It links up with the app that I use. I use EverFit with my online clients and my in-person clients. That way I can see what they're eating, where their calories are at, what their normal food selection is. And, not everyone's going to be able to do a chicken, broccoli, and rice diet or, having salads every day. Like, again, I'll go back to my morning client. He's a little bit older and he's like, I don't eat foods that mush. So he has no oatmeal on his plan, no avocados, no cottage cheese. He likes to have more of a country style food. So like he gets scrambled eggs with toast and a little bit of ham steak on the side. He gets burgers for lunch, but everything I'm teaching them is about how to make those choices fit their lifestyle in a little bit of a healthier way. So it's like, all right, we're not going to, McDonald's today. It's like, we're going to make a turkey burger at home. And with a lot of my clients, I go grocery shopping with them. Like if they need help, like learning those things, we set up a time, we meet at the store and we play a little game. I have them pick out what they normally pick. And then I show them the healthier option. And I try to make it very cost effective, to fit everyone's budget. But a lot of the times we don't really know what we're looking for. And that's like the biggest thing that I see as a victory with a lot of my clients. Like once I take them to the store and, we meet there, we go through the grocery shopping, I'm like, all right, pick out what selection of meat that you normally get. Okay. Like, why don't you try this option? It's on sale. It's on the butcher block sale. It's less in fat. It'll fit your goals better. Next thing you know, they have a totally new sense of control and confidence in their nutrition intake and how they're handling themselves at the store. And the way I do my meal plans after I get their diet recall is I make everyone breakfast, lunch, dinner in stacks that are interchangeable. You get about 3 to 5 options depending on where you're sitting at with your weight loss goals and where your macro tracking is. If someone has a very high history of tracking their foods, I give them a few more options. If they're a little bit newer, I kind of narrow the options down. That way they can just focus on hitting those numbers, making those selections, learning what's in their food. But that's really the biggest game changer for a lot of them is with the meal tracking and getting that sense of confidence and control and knowing what they can eat, knowing what they should eat, and being able to make those little healthy swaps, like swapping mayo for yogurt or something like that. Instead of using butter, we use olive oil. Instead of whole fat cheese, we use low fat cheese. So pretty much my whole session is involved with them, learning what their macros, their nutritions are, asking me any questions they have about any swaps or anything. And I stay in contact with my clients pretty much all day long. If they need anything, they have my phone number. They have my email through our EverFit app that we use for training and communication. So if they ever need anything, I'm right here for them. And even when my clients go out of town, I'll be like, send me the menu that you're at and I'll help you pick out something that fits what you need off there. So I'm always trying to educate and encourage my clients to make the best choices. And so that they don't have to have me forever. Like ideally, I'd like to work with a lot of my clients forever, but my goal is to give them that sense of control and confidence in their life to where, X amount of years down the line, they're still doing this and they don't need me to be there, fine checking everything. Like they know what they need to do and they can make this a sustainable lifestyle for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a key to your success is that you're not creating these abrasive changes in their life, that you're playing with what they're used to and you're incorporating it into their life. So it's not like, you go to a trainer who's just so like, okay, you got to cut all of this out of your life. You got to add all this in, you got to do this. It makes it so they quit. People just don't want to keep, so it's not sustainable over the long term. So I like your approach where you're like, okay, what do you like to eat? Let's start with that. Let's try to find what you like to eat and let you still eat things just like that, but just we'll start, like you said, swapping parts out. They'll make it a little more healthy for you. That's so much better than just, hey, you need to cut everything out like that right there. And you need to eat this that you don't like to eat because they're not going to continue to do that.
It's definitely
absolutely.
Type of aspect. Like growing up, obviously playing sports and working with athletic trainers for fitness, like I've had some very hardcore dudes that were like, you're going to come in here, we're going to have an hour of go, heavy weights, heavy lift. Like you're going to be dead by the time you walk out of here. And then you also can't go home and have McDonald's French fries. Like you need to eat salad, you need to have chicken, you have this. So it's like a very different approach that you take, which I think is also what Steve said contributes to your success very well.
For long-term client success and sustainability.
And there are some clients that I take a little bit. Sorry about that. There are a few clients that I do take a little bit more of that hardcore approach to, but you got to meet everyone where they're at. If someone's just starting out and they're they don't really know any of these things, or they're not looking to get on a bodybuilding stage or increase their vertical leap by 3 to 5 inches. Like they're the ones that you can be a little bit harder.
Right.
But a lot of the people that are coming to me are just starting out. They're just finding their baseline. So, you can't just take everything from them and be so regimented because you're exactly right. They won't stick to it. You'll scare them off. And then next thing you know, you get a bad rap as being someone who's not really listening to your clients. And I don't like any cookie cutter approaches. I like to give everyone exactly what they need and, what they're coming to me for.
So you mentioned earlier that, kind of your own personal experience and how you relate to some of your clients with, some things that they may struggle with, finding motivation, doing stuff like that. What are just some big ways that you not only can relate to a client to keep them motivated and their own personal life experiences, but what are some other ways that you can kind of pick up that motivation if you feel like they're dropping off?
Well, if clients are starting to drop off, a lot of the times I'll try and schedule a workout with them. I'm not coaching them, we're training together. This way, we kind of get a little bit more of that workout buddy vibe together, and we can be there to motivate each other. Or depending on what the situation is, sometimes we need a little bit of a deload week where we can prioritize our rest and recovery a little bit. Like I've had a couple of clients that have had a little health issues or something come up in the family, and the stress of being with me at the gym, following their nutrition plan, doing their weigh-ins, all the tasks throughout the week is just too much. And it's adding more on their plate than they need. So to keep them motivated, I'm like, all right, let's cut off a little mental stress. Let's do a weekly weigh-in. Let's take 3 days this week instead of 4, give you 1 more day to recover and deal with what you're dealing with right here. And a lot of the times that extra little bit of rest and me trying to meet them where they're at again, or, empathizing with them, not so much sympathizing, but empathizing with what they're dealing with, what they're feeling. And the main thing is like, this is hard work, training, being in the gym, 5, 6, 7 days a week, 3 days a week, any amount of that it takes a toll. And how I motivate my clients is by them knowing that I support them and that I'll make good decisions for them. If they say, no, I need to be there, but I know it's not in their best interest, I'll be like, hey, I know you want to be here and I totally support that, but we're going to take a rest day, and like, you can have an active rest day, go do some cardio. Let's de-stress the mind and the body a little bit. And then let's come back and we'll use that energy, to really kill it the next day. And a lot of times that, that little break, that little pause, or them just realizing that like, I'm right there with them, gives them that little extra motivation to get back to it. But I work with my clients in person and online, very hand in hand. And that's why I ask a lot of questions. I ask for weekly check-ins for everyone to give me biofeedback, stress levels, sleep levels, digestion, because a lot of the time that's our bodies telling us what's going on. If our sleep levels are tanked, our stress levels are up, our cortisol levels are up, our appetite's down, or our appetite's way up and we're eating everything in sight, sometimes those are our body's cues to tell us that we're doing too much and that we need to kind of taper it back a little bit.
So much of training, I mean, when you think of fitness and physical training, you think of the physical aspect of it, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize how much mental goes into it. Like you said, it's stress, it's how much you're sleeping, it's all these other factors that can weigh in that can really have an effect on how your body performs and how your brain, where your head is at.
Absolutely.
Throughout the day. So kind of going off of that, is there any type of, or any one person or one client you've had where it's been that like life-changing transformation for them? It's really stuck out to you as like one of your biggest success stories. Like, is there anything like that you have?
Absolutely. I have quite a few, and I have 2 that I'd like to mention on here. A guy I was working with for just over a year, his name is Richard. And when he came to me, he was battling valley fever. He was having a hard time breathing. He had high blood pressure. He was getting to be borderline pre-diabetic. And in the time that we worked together, he lost over 70 pounds. He went from being 30 plus body fat percentage down to in the teens, where he had visible abs, shredded chest, shoulders, veins all the way through. And he's had a lot of personal issues because he's a caretaker for his family. Lots of stress, lots of things that have come up in that aspect on there. And I have nothing but respect for the man for dealing with all of those issues and still making the gym and his nutrition a commitment. When we first started, he's a big cook. He cooks for the whole family, makes all these really elaborate, very, very calorie dense meals. So we worked on his nutrition coaching, very hardcore. Like, here's some healthy swaps. Here's some things you can use this instead of that. Try this meat instead of this meat. Why don't you use olive oil instead of butter? Making these little simple swaps. And all of a sudden he's losing weight. He doesn't need a meal plan anymore. He's eating intuitively. He cooks whatever he wants, and he doesn't even ask permission a lot of the time. He's just like, yeah, I made this, and like, I switched this for this and this for this. And like, my calories were this. And like, it's like, all right, awesome. Good work. And we have been not training together for about 3 months now. And he has still sustained all of his body changes. He is still rocking a 6-pack ab set right now, middle of winter before the holidays. He's eating pretty much whatever he wants. He drinks on the weekends, have a little bit of social freedom, and everything that we've learned together, he's been able to maintain. And he's probably, they call him my Padawan here at the gym, because like he does, that was my day, 5 days a week was just grinding with him. And we butted heads a little bit here and there, like trying to make those hard decisions. But at the end of the day, he's that is one of my prize stories right there. And we have him up on the wall showing his before and after pictures so everyone can see, what he's done. And man, it's just amazing, amazing. And my second one would have to be one of my clients. His name is Tim. And when he came to me, he was already over 350 pounds. He had lost a few pounds before we started working together. But since we've been together, he has lost over 100 pounds. He's down into the 230s, 240s for sustainable weight. We've reversed his diabetes completely. He's not on any kind of diabetes medicine. He was type 2. He came to me. He's off his hypertension medicine. He's off his high cholesterol medicine. He's off his blood pressure medicine. He's gotten a clean bill of health all the way through. His knee pain has subsided. His back pain has subsided. And this man lives to be in the gym. Like absolutely lives to be here. He has if he's not having a good workout, like he needs to be here and have a good workout. Otherwise his day feels off. And he's been out for a couple of weeks now. He tweaked something in his back at the batting cage. But first thing he did was he went and he saw a doctor. When can I get back in the gym? When can I do this? And without him even being at the gym, he still maintained his weight loss. He's not yo-yoing, rebounding any weight because he knows this is what I need to do to keep my weight off. And he's like, I'm not going back to being that version of me ever again. And his determination is pretty much like all I can ask for from clients. We had a couple little, hiccups with our nutrition coaching and stuff. Some things happening at home that were kind of pushing him a little bit off of his nutrition plan, but he nose to the grindstone, eyes on the prize. He stayed focused, and power of consistency for those two definitely shines through. We're very, very hard with the changes they've made in their physique, with their health, and it's catching on to the rest of their family. The last client I was talking about, now his kids are getting into health and fitness and starting to train and talking with trainers too, to try and lose weight and make themselves healthier since now they have kids. So what I tell a lot of my clients is this is contagious. When like you're starting to make those changes, you're getting your body in order, your health in order, other people start noticing and are like, what are you doing over there? Like maybe I can do that too. And it's a great motivator for them too as well. But those are out of all the clients that I've worked with, those two are definitely my pride and joy right there with how much they've accomplished and how determined they are. And it keeps me motivated too. Like there's days when like, I'm like, man, I just really want to stay in bed, but I think about the people I'm meeting during the day or people that I've helped that are in that situation. I'm like, all right, I got to get up there and go. So it's definitely a reward.
With the first gentleman that you told us about, you mentioned that you guys butted heads here and there sometimes, but with making the hard decisions. But I just think it's good to have somebody like that in your life because it's somebody that's going to give you that extra little push that you might not be able to get yourself.
Well, butting heads means you're being honest with them, and it's better that you're being honest with them. And even if it's a disagreement than just being the yes man, you don't want to be a yes man trainer because then you're not going to create effective change in their lives.
Exactly.
So I think that's a great point.
Exactly. There's too many yes men out there in everyone's corner. You need that, like the people that are telling you what you don't want to hear are the people that are actually looking out for your best interest a lot of the time.
Yep. That's exactly it. So you're at the Bullhead, what is it called? Bullhead Fitness?
Bullhead Health Club. I'm actually coming to you live right here from our accounting room. Bullhead Health Club Strength and Conditioning. Cool. We have two locations. Our strength and conditioning center, which I pretty much am based out of, is in Bullhead City next to ProFit Kitchen. And we have everything here for strongman training and powerlifting, as well as bodybuilding and some calisthenics and various ranges of classes. Our other location is in Fort Mojave next to the Hut, across from Walmart. And that one is a little bit smaller, but we have two locations. They're all fully staffed with very knowledgeable people that are very willing to help. Our manager, Dee, is awesome. She runs a couple of our classes and she's like our gym mom. She keeps us all in order. And the way I tell everybody here is we are a gym family. Everyone here knows each other. We're supporting each other. This is a positive place where everyone's doing positive things. So it's very rewarding to be a part of that.
So if they're looking to work with you, they would just go to the gym or contact the gym, or do you have like a separate? Yeah, they just go right through the.
I have my cards here at the gym. This is where I live at. So if you come here from anywhere from 7 o'clock till about 3 o'clock. You'll find me here. If I'm not here or you're trying to get in contact with me directly, you can contact me via Facebook. I have my profile, Joe Ronnebaum, and then I also have a page for my training business called the Baum Fitness Bomb Squad, because my business is Baum Fitness, but all my crew, we are the Bomb Squad. We're doing bomb stuff and we're making our bomb bodies right here. And I offer online coaching as well as in-person coaching. And if you're not looking to get, in depth with doing having someone, be in your corner, be a trainer, do the online stuff, I have pre-made plans up at the front of our Bullhead Health Club here. So if you're just looking to get a plan of attack in the gym, I have custom made plans anywhere from 2 to 6 days a week that you can come pick up here at the club. Just ask one of the front staff members or the staff members up front or me personally. I'll hook you up with that. And like I said, I'm always here. So anyone that has questions, feel free to come up and, pick my brain a little bit, tap me on the shoulder. I'm here to form check. I'm here to help everybody. And that's the goal, is to just get everyone, feeling good, happy and healthy.
Heck yeah. Very cool. Yeah. Any final questions you got?
We kind of covered everything that I had, as we just kind of were talking about everything in general. So kind of already covered everything I had written down, which is good. It's better to have that in the form of just chit-chatting about everything. And
anything you can think of that you want to make sure people know that, I know that it's September, so we're coming into the holiday season, which I know is kind of a, even up from Halloween through Christmas, it's kind of when people start making bad food choices and things like that. So is there any things that are happening in your world in the next couple months that you want to share?
Well, next month is my birthday month. So anyone that is looking to sign up, I'm running a 20% off sale on any plan that you choose. And that is for the entirety of the plan. So I do time commitment based packages where we're anywhere from 2 to 5 days a week here in the gym for 3, 6, or 12-month commitments. Or I have single sessions available. My single sessions are $70. If you're looking to pick up 5 or more sessions with no commitment, they're $50 a session if you order 5+. I also have the buddy system where it's you and one other person, $30 a person. All of those plans during the month of October will be 20% off. So anyone that's looking to get a jump start on those New Year's resolutions or to counteract any of those holiday weight gains, I'm the man. Come check me out down here at the club. And anything that you guys need, just feel free, hit me up. Even if it's just questions, about, how do I track my macros? What kind of apps do you use? Is this form correct? Anything that you need fitness, health related, I'm here. And that's my end goal, is to just help everyone, get where they want to be. Other than that, we do have senior games that are approaching at the gym. So anyone 55 and over, feel free to sign up if you'd like to come and move some weight around and, possibly win some world records through AAU, which is the American Athletic Union. It's a drug-free, tested organization. We have a lot of people coming down from Kingman, Vegas, and Havasu for that. So we got a lot of cool stuff happening here, as well as we run classes at the gym Monday through Saturday. We have various classes at both gyms. So if you're looking for a place to, call home for your fitness palace of love, this is the place to be.